So let's start. We were talking about parking space, problem of parking space. So we discussed about what are the causes of parking space, and we will discuss further how what how and what we can do to tackle that problem. So have you any idea how why the parking space problem emerges and what we can do to tackle that problem, tackle the problem of
Restrictions and
restrictions
strictness.
on, yes.
Restrictions on parking areas. We cannot park anywhere, and strictness on that.
uh, Restriction, okay. Mm, so restriction, what sort of restrictions?
Like in India, we can park anywhere, nobody cares. Although there are laws, but
Yes, there are laws, but anyone can. Uh, there is some strictness sometimes, but it's back to normal again.
yeah, that's a
Okay.
short period.
Yes, yes, yes. So, what we can do? What type of strictness? What sort of strictness?
Like the traffic police are very active in Delhi. In fact, when we enter Delhi, anyone from UP, he becomes very pro in that part.
We
So that
became
type of
very
pro, like we start to obey rules, traffic rules, and everything.
in Delhi. We yes,
Yes,
and outside Delhi we don't follow rules.
yes.
Why that is
We
so?
we feel reluctance.
Reluctance and what we think that. So perhaps the same people, if they are following rule in one area, they can follow rule in other areas also, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So what is the reason that we are not following the rules outside Delhi?
That's a psychological thing that सामने वाला कर रहा है तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ, क्या दिक्कत है?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, that is the problem in other spheres also. So restriction should be there. What where you can park and where you cannot park. And we talked about one other punitive thing yesterday. Yes. What was that? Yes. 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 Uh,
Trying to remember that part.
yes. We talked about that. There should be fines in congested areas. In the congested areas of cities, congested parking rules and rates, charges should be greater. Charges and parking, most of the parking is free, but if you put a levy, you put a charge on that, maybe people desist from parking taking his or her car, their car, and their vehicle. Maybe they walk to that area, maybe they take public transport, isn't it? And one of the reasons
Yes,
of
sir.
then there is a special problem of cruising. You know what is the cruising? What is cruising? Have you any idea what is cruising? What is
Heard
cruising?
this word in motovlogging, but not.
Cruising means
There is a cruise mode in.
yes, yes, there is a crude move, but in parking it means that you are searching the vehicle is looking for a parking. It's cruising, looking for a parking. Cruising at a slow pace. Suppose you alighted from the car and your driver is cruising for the parking. Some people alighted from the car and they have gone to shop, and you are cruising and you are searching the parking space, the good parking space. That is the problem. That increases traffic, that increases pollution, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And one special problem arises: parking on special occasions, like if there is a marriage, special occasion parking. The problem is of there is a more rush on special occasions. In parking, there is more rush in special occasions. What can we do to tackle that problem? The problem, around marriage halls, there is a row of parked cars, and the people who prefer to walk or prefer to use their two-wheelers, they also take cars on that occasion, on special occasion, on marriages, on some functions. They take their cars along. Is that so or not?
Yes, sir. That brings a social status also sometimes.
Social status, and on other occasions they are going alone, or two people are going, your family is going, isn't? It's not only show off. It's more people are there. Whole family is there, so car is the better option, and they are dressed for the occasion, so car is the better option, isn't it? And
Yes.
one of the reasons of this congestion and lack of parking space is in old cities. The old cities were planned, then there were no cars or few cars. So, older cities are the narrow streets. So that is the problem. If you park a vehicle in narrow street, then there is no space for other cars to go on, isn't it? And some people encroach the road. Some people encroach the road with their ramps and all. That is also a problem, isn't it? Have you seen it? You must have seen it in Aligarh also. Some people encroach the road. They take part of their roads with their ramp. They occupy part of the road with their ramp. Yes. Is that so? Have you seen it?
Yes, sir.
That is a sort of invasion. And as you have rightly pointed out, the violation of building code is there. So, no parking space is provided sometimes, or insufficient parking space is provided. The main problems are unregulated traffic is also a problem. And cruising is an interesting problem. The car moves along, searching for the parking space. That is an interesting problem